Namaskar. Welcome to Dr. Rao's Temple of Learning. This is your YouTube channel, Spiritual Management Course. Today we are discussing the small discourse entitled Energy of Consciousness. This is part 1. Yes, this is Dr. A.P. Rao, Vice President, Telecom Division, High Physics Laboratory India Private Limited, MIDC Ranjangaon, Pune, Maharashtra, India. So welcome to the new discourse, Energy of Consciousness. Understanding through the course of spiritual management says, the term consciousness may be analyzed with respect to external consciousness and internal consciousness. All of us are usually conscious about external happenings, but only a few are aware of processes taking place within us. The spiritual management teaches us how to understand the energy of consciousness that not only derive the body but the space around as well. Before discussing the energy of consciousness, let us see and recall the levels of magnification from highest macroscopic level to smallest strange level. We will discuss about the probable correlation between strange and the brain mechanism later. First is the macroscopic level. Matter is known to be of this category. Number 2 is molecular level. It is the combination of atoms. Then still bigger, we speak about the atomic level. It consists of protons, neutrons and electrons. Then we speak about the subatomic level 1. It may be the free electrons. At number 5, we speak about the subatomic level 2. Here the example is quark. At 6th level, the smallest one, we speak about the strange level. Matter at its most basic level is as a vibrating strange of dimension 10⁻³ 33 centimeters. From spiritual management point of view, it is advisable to understand meaning of consciousness with respect to psychology, biology and technology as well. In psychology, consciousness refers to our individual awareness of one's unique thoughts, memories, feelings, sensations, and environment. Essentially, consciousness is our awareness of ourselves and the world around us. This awareness is subjective and unique to us. With reference to biology, the consciousness consists of a stream of unified mental constructs that arise spontaneously from a material structure, the dynamic core in the brain. Consciousness is a complex, widely dispersed, interconnected neural networks constituting a global workplace. The consciousness term with respect to technology, we may say that as per artificial intelligence, consciousness is the experimental manifestation of thought. Thought and physical objects are dual and equally real interpretations of the same is termed as reality. There is $1 million question in sciences that is it possible to build artificial consciousness in the digitized structures of artificial intelligence? The question is still unanswered. As per the spiritual management, the consciousness may be understood in 4 sections or 4 parts. The 4 layers of consciousness are mind consciousness, sense consciousness, store consciousness, and manas. One of the ways of manifestation of consciousness is that it manifests itself in the form of individual minds. Mind consciousness is our working consciousness, and this can't manifest itself without a body. The second level of consciousness is sense consciousness that comes from our 5 senses: sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. The third layer of consciousness, called store consciousness, is the deepest and is a root consciousness, which means the totality of the seeds. The fourth level of consciousness is called manas in Sanskrit, that is the cognition, ऊहापोह. In Hindi we call it मन में उत्पन्न संकल्प और विकल्प, the action of thinking deeply about something. Manas consciousness has its root in a separate self, the feelings and instincts that I am. It is very deeply seated in store consciousness. A thought that I am different than any other, the resolution option generated in mind, thinking or doubts, etc., is known to be because of this consciousness. We call it manas. The consciousness is not an independent quality but arose in terms of conventional physical processes as a natural evolutionary consequence of biological adaptation of brains and nerve system. Consciousness is a separate quality distinct from the physical actions and not controlled by physical laws that has always been in the universe. Consciousness cannot be controlled by us since it is not physical, but by rearranging our thoughts, we may have a little control over it through our minds. What is the material basis of consciousness? The spiritual management approach says if one wish to study the generation of consciousness, one can start with wakefulness. The 3 levels are wakefulness, awareness, and consciousness. You first become wakeful, then become aware of internal and external happenings, and then understand consciousness. Actually, wakefulness is the ability to open your eyes and have basic reflexes such as coughing, swallowing, or sucking. When you observe them knowingly, means you have obtained wakefulness, and this is the beginning point to learn about the consciousness, as the spiritual management says. Awareness is associated with more complex thought process that relies on physical responses being detected during an examination. Awareness is like the sun. When it shines on things, they transformed. Here we have shown the wakefulness versus awareness on two-dimensional picture. As the wakefulness increases, awareness becomes consciousness. So, consciousness is awareness of one's body and one's environment. Self-awareness is recognition of that consciousness, not only understanding that one exists, but further understanding that one is aware of. That's all for this part. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. We shall continue the discussion in part 2 of the discourse Energy of Consciousness. Thank you. Thank you very much.